Hey there, welcome back, and I do thank you for joining me. I am doing a video about the events that occurred today, so I am not going to do a video on who is behind it, because I think that the other readers who I have seen, I think they've done a really good job, and I just don't feel like that there's much more that I can contribute to that particular area. But however, I do want to do a video on, I do want to do a reading on how to handle this, because you know what? I mean, these situations can drive fear, and literally the people that are trying to control use fear to control. So I think that we should do a reading on how to manage that and to move through it, and to still march forward into bringing a government that is more benevolent and beneficial to the population as a whole, right? So they're really trying to shoot for division, and I'm going to keep shooting for unity. The thing is that, you know, we're all, just regardless of our political beliefs, if you're wandering around in the world, you know, in your everyday life, and you're out shopping, you're getting food, you're interacting with people, you're talking to your coworkers, I mean, they all could have different political beliefs, but you don't consider anybody an enemy. So I think that is just something that's very, very manufactured, and they're trying to stoke it to bring it into manifestation, to bring it into reality. And the thing is that fear, using fear tactics, will try to do it. Now, there's some really crazy excuses as to, you know, who done it, especially from some people are saying, you know, well, it's the Democrats who did it. They did it to themselves to try to make a point. I'm like, really? Who would do that? That makes no sense. There's no logic in that. So, there's some crazy stuff going on right now. It's extremely crazy, and it's going to continue to get crazy, okay? We're moving through a massive change. There's a shift going on. I don't know what kind of shift, but there's something going on, okay? And we're moving through it. I mean, all I know is that we're going through a fated situation here, okay? All of this has been put in motion because it's necessary for us to make it to the next step, whatever that next step is. But hopefully it's something benevolent, not something fascist or whatever. Okay, so I think I'm going to do a reading just based on that, all right? Based on how to handle all this energy. We need some assistance, okay? So let us see. Just moving all these out. I'm using my Thelema deck because I really feel like that I could use a softer energy this time, all right? So let's see. Let's see what sort of help we can get. Can please help us in handling and managing the events that are going on, our emotions, while we're moving through this election cycle and the political unrest we're experiencing. No, sorry, shuffling may be loud. Okay, see what we got. Okay, the first thing is the King of Pentacles. This is a king of protection of the material things, okay? Protection of the material things. This guy could also be not only is he a protector of material things, but the other side of this card is this person is very greedy. So we're seeing greed in the government. We're seeing greed overtaking a lot of things. The greed is the corruption. So we must be aware of those things. And but we also have to understand there is protective energy, and it is protective of us. So so I think that's kind of like the setup here, okay? So let's see. So we're going through a difficult journey right now. The Six of Swords, okay? So we're transitioning. This is also a transition card. So I think I said it. I said we're moving through a transitionary stage. There's some energy that's very faded. We've been faded. The Wheel of Fortune keeps showing up. We're shifting into something else. So and it's a difficult journey as we're trying to get to clear skies and calmer waters. We're shifting. So, and we're going to have to leave things in the past. So if you understand that this is our past, you know, because it's also moving into the present here. Just understand that we are in a transition, okay? The United States is in a transition. All right. We have the Seven of Swords. We do have people trying to get away with things. This is sneakiness. Because I'm not really talking about, you know, one person. I'm talking about how we are supposed to be handling these things. I think the thing is we're transitioning, but we have to be aware that there are people who are trying to, you know, manipulate, who are trying to take things, you know, because we're talking about, you know, there's greed in our government, right? There's greed going on, corruption going on, people trying to take things away. So we have to be aware of these things, okay? So we're in a difficult transition, and we have to be aware that people are trying to take things from us, and we have to be able to recognize that, okay? So we have the King of Wands. So the challenge is actually putting new energy into motion. The King of Wands the King of Wands actually understands that it takes a whole bunch of people to make an idea happen, right? So he is the idea person. He will help put motion in motion, and everybody else around him will, he understands that he can't do it alone. There's a whole bunch of people. So it's kind of like the working together card. And because this is in the challenge position, right? We're having a tough time working together. So we need to work. We have to put our differences aside and start working together. Okay, we need to come together. The King of Wands energy asks us, you know, it's like in order to accomplish what is needed to be done, we need to come together and we need to work together. Okay, so the outcome is that there's energy. The energy is moving. It's moving super fast. It is on. It's heading. It's going. Everything is in motion. Okay, and it's going to feel at times out of control. All right. So we have this difficult transition. We have to be aware of the people who are trying to take things from us right now. And the King of Wands is asking us to come together, work together to overcome the greed, the corruption, okay, and stuff. And then understand that even though everything is going to be moving at super rapid speed, to keep your wits about you, okay? Keep your wits about you. All right. So, okay, so this is that difficult transition. I mean, we're coming to an end of a cycle. Okay, there's an end of a cycle on the horizon, but you know, this isn't our past. I mean, we have been dealt a blow. You know, there's a cycle that's ending. This is also being stabbed in the back. I mean, literally, I think, you know, the people of the United States could really be feeling like they're being stabbed in the back. And with the infighting amongst each other and stuff like that, this can definitely bring a lot of heartache. So we have a lot of swords. We have a lot of swords right now in the past and in the present. So this difficult journey, it's causing, I mean, we're at an end. There's the end of a cycle, and the transition into the new cycle is a very rough transition. It's not an easy transition that we're moving through right now. Okay. So, and I would say that this would probably be, you know, like it's this disheartenment. People are, it's just being disheartened. Okay. So we have some new energy going along right now in the present. Okay. So there's new ideas. So here's the thing. It's like, you know, even though we have to be aware of this, of the people taking things, you can't have a blind eye to it. But you also have to be more focused on this new energy that has already been put in place. This new energy that is happening right now, it's got some forward motion. It is, the king is asking people to band together and work together, you know, in order to overcome all of this that's happening, okay? And these bombs being found, this is just part of this transition, and it's part of the people that are dealing with corruption, or being influenced by the people of corruption. I mean, people are trying to institute fear, and people are acting upon that fear. So you yourself can't be responding and acting upon that fear, right? Because fear is what they want, because they can control you through fear. If you do not have fear, they cannot control you, okay? So the challenge is the balance, okay, the sharing. So there's a lot of mistrust. So working together and the sharing and the balancing, this is a big challenge for us right now, right? One side isn't talking to the other side. One side calls the other side evil. You have two extremes, but they're literally, but if you really think about it, we're one. We're like a coin, right? So pretend this is a coin. I mean, it's a heart. It's a rose quartz, but a coin has one side, and then you turn over and there's another side. We're two sides of, and so if you think about it, it's like Democrats, and the other side is the Republicans. We're the same people. We just have two different sides, right? But we're not working well together, and we're not sharing, and we're not balanced. We're not in balance with each other. So, okay, we're being asked to work together. But there's hope, okay? So here's the thing. Hold in your heart hope, love, any energy that is high vibrational. It's high. Love is high, is a high vibration energy. Hold in your heart love. Hold in your heart hope. Do not allow fear. You can be angry, but don't let your anger be destructive. Use that anger into a constructive situation to make the change that is necessary to bring our government back into a place that it works for the people, that is a benevolent government that takes care of its people. It's not going to get there while we are, and the reason why, you know, fear is so important is because if they believe if we fear each other, then we will not be paying attention to what they're doing as they are, you know, taking, okay? So have hope, have love, hold in your heart. Do not have fear. You can have anger, but you need to direct the anger in order to make change, not in violent methods. No, don't use that. Not destructive ways. You don't do it in destructive ways, but you definitely do it to make a change, okay? You don't do things to harm other people. My opinion. You know, some people say fight fire with fire, you know, but that's not always the best course of action, okay? All right, let's move on. So we have the 10 of Cups, all right? So this is the 10 of Cups. This has showed up in both the Democrats and the Republican reading that I did on the updates, okay? This is the 10 of Cups. It is the happy family, happy emotions and stuff. This is the people believing that, you know, each party believing that they are the party of the people, okay? But here's the thing. The people are the party of the people. We are not, you know, we decide. So we have to make good choices and good decisions. So even though we have all of this, we have the strength of ourselves together, as would be suggested by the King of Wands, right? So we have to realize we are the people. We are the party, okay? So we are going through a difficult transition. We are definitely at an end. There's an end right now, and I think these bombs being discovered has definitely caused, right? has started an end, and something new is going to begin. So will we learn? We are the people. We are the strength. We are the party we're looking for. We the people, right? Isn't that part of who we are as the United States? We the people. That's us. That we are the party. So in the present, there's the Hangman. So I would probably say in the present, if there is anything, so we have to be aware. Be aware, but focused on the new ideas. And the Hanged Man means to reflect. Stop and reflect before you make a decision. Stop and see things from a new perspective. Don't let the other side influence you. Somebody said that somewhere in one of my comments. It's like, don't let, but they said it in kind of not so nice fashion, but they're like, oh, don't let people, don't let, the Democrats, influence you in lies. It's like, well, come on. I mean, you got half of that right, I think. So it's not Democrats and stuff. It's the outside people who want to control power, the greedy people who want to control by using fear. You cannot listen to those people. We have to look towards each other. Stop, slow down, look at it from a new perspective as we the people are one. We need to work together, right? We need to come into balance. We need to share together. Victory is not going to be as easy as we hope, And I think I don't know if I said this at some point, but it's like, even if the Democrats do take over the House and take over seats and to bring balance back into the government, it's not over. It's like, that's only the first step of many. So victory is not going to be easily attained, but it is attainable because it's right here, right? Work together. I know I'm repeating myself. Work together, share, balance, and strive for the victory. Strive for it because it is attainable, but it's not just going to fall in our lap. All right? You got to work for it. So, outcome. The Queen of Cups. Empathy. She's nurturing. She listens. So we're going to become more empathetic towards the plight of our fellow our fellow American, right? Be more empathetic towards each other. We work on that. Strive on being empathetic. Strive on understanding the other person's point of view. Even if you disagree with it, okay? Even if you disagree with it, strive to at least be empathetic towards the other person, okay? You don't have to agree with what they're saying. Just be empathetic towards them and stuff, We're all going through a really rough time right now. It's not easy. What we're going through is not easy. This transition that we're going through is very difficult as we head towards calmer waters, calmer shores. We're going through some major ends, and it's going to start something new. But we have to remember that the party isn't Democrats or Republicans. The party is we the people. Okay? We have to remember that. We have to remember to work together, share, and we have to work hard for our victory. The present, I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm just saying the present is be aware of the people who are taking from us, the corruption, okay? Be aware of we have to be aware, but don't dwell. We have to focus on the new energies that are already in play, that are already in motion, right? Stop, pause, and reflect. See it from a different perspective. Instead of seeing it from my side, your side, see it from we the people against those people who are trying to take from us, okay? It's the coming together. So you have the wand, so everything's in motion. Everything is flying. Everything's going to go really fast. I don't think it's going to get any easier anytime soon, but we have to know, do not live in fear. Have hope in your heart. Have love in your heart. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to feel emotions, but don't express them in a destructive way. All right? Don't Don't express them in a destructive way. And you have the Queen of Wands to be empathetic towards each other, okay? I think usually I pull a last card, but I don't really want to pull a last card right now. I think that this is really important. This is so important. Be empathetic towards each other. Be nurturing, be kind to each other, be gentle to each other. Care for one another. Care for the other person's feelings, you know? So, to help us through this situation, to help us through all the things that we're going to be going through, especially when we're sitting here dealing with people trying to instill fear, and maybe even trying to instill us to battle each other, the one side versus another side. But it's not about that. We, the people, are the party, not, you know, we can be a Democrat, we can be a Republican, but we, the people, is the party. We're the United States. We are United States citizens, okay? So if there's an outside influence that caused these bombings, or if it's just some group that was influenced by, in some way, by the rhetoric that the current occupant in the White House is spewing, then don't fall into the fear. This has tried to help you move through these emotions of what we need to do to step forward so that the progress does not cease. Okay? All right. I hope this helps you, and I will talk to you soon. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.